Hey tribe, it is your mom of three in NYC, and I am back with another video. I'm actually walking back to the car. I had an appointment near Union Square. So, anywho, I was just thinking about something, and I wanted to get you guys' take on it. So, I'll explain what happened, and then I want to get you guys' input / advice. So, my husband and I have 3 kids. One second, there's construction. All right, better. Hubsters and I have 3 kids. Baby girl is 10. Baby 1 is 6. He'll turn 7 this Saturday. And baby 2 is 3. And from day 1, we chose not to spank our kids. So instead, they have consequences. And usually, a consequence can be loss of like dessert Friday. They have sweets only on Fridays. And our kids are really, really good kids. So there really is a need for a consequence. But yesterday, after putting the kids to bed, I was in my room wrapping birthday gifts for one of BB1's classmates. And I went to go ask baby girl if she had the scissors, and she like hid something really fast under her pillow. And so she was reading, right? After bedtime, after I put them to bed, she was in her bed reading in the dark. So 2 issues, right? One issue is that it's bedtime, you should be sleeping. And then 2, like, you're reading in the dark. That's not good for your eyes. And then 3, I didn't tell her this, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's a bad example for your little brother. They have a bunk bed to see that. But I gave her grace. I was like, okay, baby girl, just please don't do that. You should be asleep. And I reminded her, it was you that said on the way home from dinner that you wanted to get a good night's sleep because tomorrow's a very, very busy day. But I gave her grace, right? So then I go back in my room, finish wrapping the gifts, and then I had a question for her. So I popped back in. What is she doing? She's hiding the book again because she's reading again. And so I explained to her that, 1, it did hurt my feelings that she was not obeying me, because it feels like she doesn't care what I asked her to do or the directions that I gave her. And so there was going to be a consequence for her being disobedient. And so I asked her, I said, what do you think your consequence should be? And she said 1 week of no TV, because the kids are allowed to watch a show after dinner. And of course I brought Hubsters in and explained to him what had happened, and that her suggestion for a consequence was no TV for a week. But I wanted a more immediate consequence. And so today after school, they're having an ice cream truck party for the kids. And so we decided that her consequence would be she can't get any ice cream at the after school ice cream truck celebration. And she's got a birthday party this afternoon too. She's not able to have any birthday cake at the birthday party. And her dad told her, if your friends ask you why you can't have any cake, you're gonna have to explain to them that you were disobedient. That girl had a full-on meltdown, you guys. A full-on meltdown. I'm talking about crying so hard she woke her brothers up. Like, it was bad. And I gave her the boundary, like, you can cry like that, but you only have 3 more minutes. You only have 2 more minutes. And even this morning, she didn't want to go to school. When I tell you this girl loves school, I was shocked that she was still so upset. And I explained to her, I was like, listen, you can be upset, but I'm not really sure who you're upset at. I'm not really sure why Your father and I love you. That's why we're disciplining you, and that's why we're holding fast to these consequences. Your misbehavior is what caused that consequence. And so you're gonna have your head down and mope around, and you're not going to the party then. I'll give you more consequences. So I guess I want to ask you guys, age 10, she's in the 4th grade now, but as of tomorrow, she'll be a 5th grader. Do you guys have like levels of punishment? Because growing up, we got spanked, right? And so my mother would have levels of punishment. So if you're disobedient, the first level was 3 days of restriction. That means 3 days of no after school activities, 3 days of no fun, no nothing. And then the second tier was 7 days, and then the third tier was getting a spanking. So we had 3 levels of discipline. And so, like I said, the kids rarely have to get consequences because they are so well behaved. But yo, the way she had this meltdown last night was bad. She woke both of her brothers up, and she was still angry this morning. And I told her, I said, no one's mad at you. You were disobedient. We gave you the consequence, and that's all there is to it. We're gonna hold fast to our consequence. But maybe next time when I ask you not to do something, you will be obedient. So Tribe, I come to you. I beseech you. With kids that age, how do you guys discipline your children? Like I mentioned, she's a preteen. She's not a teenager yet, but again, she's not a baby either. And the fact, so yes, I do love the fact that she loves to read. I do. It warms my heart. What I do not like is the fact that I gave you instruction and you were clearly disobedient, immediately disobedient. But I also don't want her to be so upset. Not like the fact that she woke up this morning still upset about it. Thank you. I really just want to be effective parents, but I also want the kids to have consequences that do affect them. Because when she said a week of no TV, I was like, that's a little bit harsh, but I knew it wasn't much of a consequence because she would just come in her room and read a book. Like, she loves to read. And she has so many games and Lego sets that would not be a big sacrifice. What will be a big sacrifice is if all of your friends are at this ice cream truck getting treats, you can't have it. What the sacrifice is, you're going to a birthday party of one of your good girlfriends and they're serving pizza and cake and you can't have cake. Like, that's a sacrifice. Because in my mind, it needs to hurt. Not hurt, but you need to feel it. You need to feel it. It needs to affect you. That's what a consequence is. Because growing up, my mother, when she said 3 days of restriction, I'm talking about you would not be able to go to piano lesson. You'd not be able to go to clubs after school. When she says restriction, she meant restriction. And she used to always say, like, I pay for these lessons. I pay for these activities. But raising you is more important than the cost of these activities and these lessons. And then you have to explain to your piano teacher why you miss your lesson. So yeah, I'm just wondering if there are other consequences out there that may work as well. Because at the end of the day, it's the consistency for me. Like, one thing I can say is that we're consistent parents. And we try really, really hard to be. Sorry for the noise. So yeah, any tips, you guys? I would love and appreciate any tips that you have. What are some of what are consequences that you have for your kids around that age? What are some of the consequences that you guys have? All right, tribe. Cute little walk with me, right? Back to my vehicle. My dentist office is in Union Square area, but the closest parking is a few blocks away. So, hope that you're having an amazing day. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.